Rising mortgage rates can't seem to stop housing prices, except here in Portland. Real estate expert Rick Sadle with Keller Williams Realty and SadleRealEstate.com is with us again. Rick, good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning.
All right, let's start with the big picture here from Case-Shiller. We saw this report on housing prices across the country in September. What's the story?
Yeah, Case-Shiller is a company that tracks this data, right? They have what they call their 20 city composite. It's 20 large metros across the U.S., and they track home prices versus same time last year and same time last month, et cetera, et cetera. And then they collate that data, and it shows trends across the U.S., right? The latest 20 city composite report shows home prices are up almost 4% versus same time last year. Now, that's despite mortgage rates going up to like 7.3% at the same time when the data was reported. But actually, mortgage rates are down a little bit right now, down to the high sixes. But historically, we like to see price growth in the 4 to 6% range. So that's not a bad thing. 4% is okay. But that comes after a lot of years of home prices growth in the double digits, right? Super high prices, which has made a lot of homes unaffordable. So right now, 4% is actually kind of surprising.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you made sense of that and put it into a little bit of context. Now, if we read further down this report, we see on the other end of the spectrum, Portland is mentioned along with some other cities like Vegas and Phoenix.
Yeah, we're mentioned, not in a good way, right? So those cities, including Portland, showed price drops during that period where the rest of the country seemed to be growing. Las Vegas dropped prices a little under 2%, Phoenix a little over 1%, and Portland at 0.7%. Now, we in the industry consider price movements either up or down under 2% effectively flat, right? So that's where we are around here, pretty flat against last year, while the rest of the country, the prices grew a little bit.
Got it. You mentioned this at the outset, Rick, but maybe you could expound a little bit about the numbers that you are seeing for the Portland Metro. Is it just a story of them going up way too fast, during the pandemic and post-pandemic, or is it inventory here, or just a combination?
It's a combination, right? It takes a lot of factors. So for a long time, we in Portland were one of the most moved to cities, one of the most moved to states in Oregon, which means we had a ton of people moving here and a ton of demand, and prices were going up really fast. Now, like a lot of cities on the West Coast, we had some of the highest appreciation rates in the country. It also means we had some really tight inventory restrictions, right? A lot of houses sold, so there's not a lot of houses available. What that means is prices are going down just a tiny bit, but they can't go down too much. In our case, not really at all, kind of flat, like I said.
Got it. Magic question. We usually bring it back to, buyers and sellers, real time here in the Portland metro area, Salem and Southwest Washington. What do we take from this report?
Right. What are the good moves for those people? Well, I think what it means right now is not really a bad time to buy, especially if you can get into a 6.5% mortgage and maybe buy it down for a couple of years so it's lower. It's also not a bad time to sell because prices aren't going to go down much. They might go down a little bit. So the thing is when mortgage rates do go down, and we expect them to go down some more next year, we're likely to see both more increase in sellers and buyers, which means more competition for both.
Got it. Great info as usual. Rick, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
That is Rick Sadle, real estate expert with Keller Williams Realty and SadleRealEstate.com.